Everybody, this is Perch. Here's a question I got. What is it that annoys you about customers, about fans? We hear a lot about problems the industry are doing, but the fans aren't. What do the fans do that annoy you? It's a funny question. It's a question that's going to get lots of downvotes on this video because there is one behavior that I find uh, strange. I can't quite identify it. I find it annoying, but also I just find it strange more than anything else. And it's when people come into the shop and don't buy comics. They should spend their money. No, no, that's not it actually. But I wish more people would buy comics. So, but that's not an irritation. What's funny is I don't have any problem with a fan or a customer who comes into the shop and they find nothing they want. They look through everything and they make the call that there is nothing in this shop. There's no new comics being produced that they want to buy, and they don't buy any. I am a big believer. I mentioned this before. This comment seems to annoy people in the comics industry. I'm not sure why. It is basically this: spend your money on things you feel good about. Don't spend your money on things you don't feel good about. If you feel bad about buying a comic, don't buy it. Like, it is your money. You owe nobody a single excuse as to why you're paying for something or not paying for something. I think that's true, and I'm not sure why it's a trigger, but I figure if I'm going to annoy one half of my audience, I might as well annoy the other half as well. Um, no, here's this, and this falls into the realm of pet peeve. So this isn't like something I go home at night and like growl and shake my fist about, but it is something that I find annoying, and that is people that want to tell you over and over and over and over that they've closed their wallet to something that creator blocked me and I will never spend another dime on their comic again. That's fine as a stance. Again, I am in support of that stance. In fact, it doesn't matter whether the creator blocked you, was rude to you at a con, or said that they were voting for somebody you don't like, or enjoys the color blue more than the color red. It doesn't really matter. I guess blue and red are political things. I should have picked different colors, green and purple. There you go. We'll do that. Um, it doesn't matter why you don't spend money. That's up to you. It's your choice. But there are some people who, and this is again pet peeve. There's some people who won't shut up about it, and when I say won't shut up about it, they just say they want to constantly let you know that they're not buying, that they've closed their wallet, that for whatever reason this ban bad, and or sorry this thing is bad, and I refuse to spend money on it. No way, no how, forget it. Um, I, to me, it's like, just don't buy it. Just don't spend the money on it. You don't need to. You don't need to tell everybody that. You don't need to make a big show out of it. Just don't buy it. I get tired. It's because, and why I say that is I do these videos and I'll say something like, here's something Donny Cates is doing. He has got this series and here it is. Nothing very, kind of a boring video. And people show up going, I will not open my wallet anymore because Donny Cates has blocked me on Twitter, which again, it's their right to do so. I'm with you. But it's like, hey, I recognize you from the other 8 videos where you said this same thing. We get it. You're not buying it. You're taking a stance. You don't want to buy it. Why? Who? In the nicest way possible. Who do you think cares? Like you should care because it's your money. And I do think that it's in the best interest of creators, obviously, to try and be nice to their customers, even if they don't agree with them. I think you're doing a business, and your job is to get as much money as possible. You're working on behalf of others, not just yourself. You have other people who work on the book. You have all kinds of reasons why you should be nice to people. But I do know that it's become kind of a trigger for a number of creators. When I've talked to different creators, they've said, we get tired of seeing that I refuse to buy anything from this guy's statement over and over and over again. And part of that is like, they don't want to hear this. They don't want to hear that, somebody's taking this stance, because they know that this is, one of the powers that customers have over somebody making product. And as much as people brush it off, And this is kind of the dirty secret. As much as people brush it off, they are aware, they're alarmed when somebody is working on a 3 month contract with no guarantee of future success, and their book is selling under 20,000. Getting noise online that uh, basically a customer, a fan, somebody is saying, I refuse to buy anything by this customer, I refuse to buy anything by this creator. It is a problem. It definitely worries people. They may try and shrug that off. They might try and pretend it doesn't bother them, but it definitely does. And I suspect bluntly that a lot of customers and fans know that, and that's why they do it all the time. They're wanting to do a bit of a show. I just, for myself, and again, I said this. You asked what annoys me about customers, fans. It's not the stance, not at all. I'm in support of it. It's that it all feels very performative. It feels like a performance to me. The I refuse to pay for this because this one time this happened, and now I will never spend money on this person again. It reminds me too much of like the moms organization that says, we refuse to support this show because there's a commercial on it that showed some violence and our young child's impressionable minds were ruined, or it's that kind of stuff. It's like these. I don't go good with big public statements. I've never liked them. I don't particularly like them. I'm a very, very big believer in, it's your money, it's your business. You do what you want with your money and your business, and that's up to you. It's nobody's business but yours. But kind of by that same token, it's nobody's business but yours. You know what I mean? You don't. It doesn't need to be broadcast everywhere. And maybe this is my own thing. To me, I would never put that out there. I would never put out this statement of like, I've decided to close my wallet because of this. I'd never do it, mostly because I don't think anyone else cares. Like, I feel like I'm bothering you. I feel like I'm bothering other people. That's again my own hangup. I don't put out statements like that because I always feel like, who the f cares? Like, why should any of these people care what I'm spending money on or not? I'm just annoying people by saying stuff like that. Now, by the way, there's some of you listening right now, I'm sure, who have made this statement and now thinking I'm a big dick. So, my apologies. I'm not trying to ridicule you, and I get it. It's all rest. It's just I don't see the point. And while I think that what people are hoping for is that by saying, "Hey, I won't support this creator because of X, Y, and Z," that the creator will see this and go, you know what? I hadn't thought about it that way. This is the wrong thing to do, and I should have a more customer friendly behavior. I should change. I think that's what people want to have happen, but it never does. It doesn't work like that, and so it all just feels like kind of people screaming into the void, is what it feels like. Um, you know, I always kind of wonder what people want me to do with that. Sometimes people reply to something. I'm like, hey, here's something I thought that was pretty intelligent. Here's a post or a tweet or something. I thought this statement was interesting, good insight. And some people are like, I refuse to support that creator because they blocked me once and I refuse. And I'm not sure what to write back. Like, what do you respond to that? Like, hey, good, okay, good for you, dude. I write, well, it's your money, your wallet, and you should only spend money on what you like. That's my go-to. I just say something like that. But it always feels like kind of stupid. Like, I don't know. Hopefully, people already don't. They don't need me telling them that. They're just they're doing it. I just never know what to respond. And so, if you were one of the people who's written that before, either in social media or comments to this video or whatever else, if you've written the "I refuse to open my wallet," what are you? Please help me out. I am asking sincerely and legitimately. What do you want me to say? Like, what do you want people to do? Or you want people to go like, I didn't realize that person blocked you. I too shall also close my wallet. Is that what you're looking for, or are you wanting me to go, oh, okay, cool. You know, sorry to hear that. Oh crap, you're not reading the comic. I guess I need to recap this storyline then. Well, once upon a time, Captain Marvel went into another dimension. I don't know. I always yeah, I admit. Look, if you've been listening to the show for any length of time, you know that show like Curb Your Enthusiasm or Larry David or Seinfeld, and you know how neurotic those characters were, where they overthink things. That's me. I freely admit it. That is me. I get hung up in, I read stuff like this. And I'm like, well, God, what am I supposed to do there? I don't know. And I go through all these different angles in my head. That is a true statement. I definitely think that way. And then I've gotten better as certainly as I've gotten older. Just some little Jiminy Cricket like conscious voice in my head going, "Hey, dummy, stop thinking about it. We can move on." And then I typically do. But I like I said, the question I got was, what kind of behavior annoys you about customers? And it's that one. It's that statement. It's the because again, it feels way too performative. It feels like the same. It has the same flavor to me as when a creator will like post the pledge about I refuse to tolerate bigotry. It's like, I mean, good for you. Nobody should tolerate bigotry. I mean, I like who's not doing that already? Every time I see one of those on social media, by the way, I always think like I want to like quote tweet it and write, I will drink water to make sure I remain hydrated. I mean, I sure, like a lot of this stuff. I don't know. Again, it always gets back to what are you expecting in response? If you tweet out something like I reject bigotry, like are you hoping somebody comes in like, yeah, me too? Is that what you want, or are you looking for somebody to come in and go, well, I like bigotry, so I will fight you, sir? Like, is that like what kind of engagement are we looking for here? Are you worried that people think are you worried that people think you might secretly like bigotry, so you're making a statement about how you don't to get ahead of any controversy that might come up in the future? Like, I don't know what you're after here. And somebody like again in the comments might say they're virtue signaling. I mean, okay, sure, we can put that name on it, but what's the point? Is the point like at some point do all the people who are against bigotry get together and have a cocktail hour for people who are not bigots? And like again, like isn't that just about everybody? I think that's more people. I think this is the nature of the world. I've gotten way off topic here, but this is the nature of the world where a small handful of people are lousy, rotten human beings, and they are small. It is a small group, and if you get off of the computer and the internet, social media, you walk around in the real world, you will just discover that most people are decent people. That's the world. The same way that if you go to a comic convention, you'll discover that most of the comic creators that come off like complete dicks on social media are quite nice people who are anxious to talk to you and meet you and just glad you're there. Most people are good people, and then there's a small handful that are lousy people. But the small lousy handful of the small handful of lousy people like take up 95% of the airtime. So we that group looks huge. It's like you just going into Target every day, you're going to run into crazy bigots that are just out there just marching around Target, and you're not gonna that's not gonna happen because these people are it's a very tiny group. But I think we've tricked ourselves as a society into believing these groups are way bigger than they are. And I've got to imagine that's part of why there's so much anxiety and tension and worry in the world, because we're walking around constantly in fear of stuff that isn't necessary. Just like I think, and I'll bring it back home again. I'm sure I irritate a lot of you. I apologize. Not trying to. I just I am very much in support of you spending your money however you want. It is your money. I just I don't really need to hear about it. I'm just I'm good. I'm good. Like, it's just me. My own pet peeve, right? Everybody has them. Everybody has them. I used to have a pet peeve about people calling it pop. It's a regional thing. It's soda. That's what it is. Actually, here's a better one, because that's not terribly fair. Because the different regions have different dialects. Hey, when you're at a restaurant and you say, "I'd like a Coke," and the person says, "Is Pepsi okay?" No, no, it's not okay. It's never okay. It's like if I ask for, "Hey, I would like a steak," and they say, "Well, would you like this pile of rancid pork instead?" It's like, no, I asked for a steak. Don't offer me Pepsi. There you go. That's along the lines of what I'm talking about here. Anyway, I hope you had a good laugh out of some of this. Yeah, we're all doing what we can here, right? That's pretty much all we can do. Hey, thanks for listening.